Chairman, this transaction that you're having is the largest in terms of quantum since our independence. Kenya has never had a divestiture of this nature in terms of quantum. It is the first time. And therefore, it should be important that we make this debate as robust as possible. Before the National Treasury even brought the sessional paper, I would want to know, Chair, and it's not you to answer, I'm just asking so that the committee can continue also interrogating it, whether there was public participation done at the level of the National Treasury, and especially given the importance of this transaction. The second thing is that I am privy to the information that some of the people who actually represented the government of Kenya in this transaction are neither contracted by government, they are also neither civil servants. Who did they represent? And especially some I know. And when the right time comes, I will give names so that we move forward together as a country in this matter. How can we have in a transaction a person meeting our buyers informally, and the same people also do business with the buyers? And as they say so, Chairman, I know exactly what I'm saying. Even the people who I am referring to, they know. So I'd want to get a list from the time this transaction started, the inception, which is the committee that has been handling this transaction on the side of government. Who are these individuals? So that we run away from this blanket issue of saying government, yet the people we are calling government are actually not government. So, Chairman, it is important since this transaction started that we get a list of the individuals who have been involved in negotiating for this transaction. But some of the issues, because I've been following, I will raise, are also issues that have been raised by other people. And this is my second issue. It is about the valuation. Chair, when I raised this issue first, the response I got from government was market price. National Treasury, I asked, what is the basis of valuation? They talked about market price. Chairman, since when I started buying shares, there is a canon of the market that is not just in Kenya, but across. That markets can give liquidity, so that when I want to trade shares of KenGen or Safaricom, there is somebody or a platform for me to trade with. But the market do not necessarily offer valuation. And I'll use Kenyan scenarios. Chairman, if, for example, you look at today, in the stock market today, because it's online, you realize that a company, for example, Kenya Power, trading at today's price, the market valuation of Kenya Power is around 30 billion shillings today, actually 29 billion shillings. This is a company with assets of over 400 billion shillings. A company making 24 billion in net profits. Chairman, I invite this committee to check if properly we are looking for the welfare of Kenyans. Could we sell Kenya Power even at double price of 60 billion? If somebody offered the government of Kenya today to buy Kenya Power for 60 billion shillings, double the current price, would the government sell? I think the answer is no. The same company, the valuation was 4 billion shillings, 15 months from today backwards. Nothing fundamentally has changed, but the valuation of Kenya Power has more than times 7. There's nothing that has fundamentally changed. This just to show the vagaries of the market when it comes to valuations. You can talk about KenGen. KenGen is making around 10 billion in net profit every year. The valuation as of today is 60 billion shillings. Their asset is 500 billion shillings. The valuation of KenGen is 60 billion shillings today, Chair. Can the government sell KenGen even at 100 billion today and say we are dealing with market price? If you compare KenGen with a peer, a similar company, let me pick one market, for example, Nigeria. If you check NGX, the Nigerian stock market, there are similar companies like KenGen. One is called Transcorp Power. There is another one called Geregu Power. Geregu Power actually had a transaction the last 2 weeks. They produce power half of KenGen, yet their valuation is 200 billion. This is one market called Nigeria, valuing half of KenGen at 200 billion. This is our market here in Kenya, valuing double of Transcorp for 60 billion. That is a total mismatch. And that is why when there is a big transaction, markets are usually never used. And I'll give you the final example, Chair, so that we just understand where I'm coming from. I gave this on TV the other day, but it's good I say it in record. In 2013, Chair, I had some few shares of a company called Rea Vipingo. And the company was trading at 27.5 shillings. And I'm still handling the issue of market price. 27.5 shillings. So some guys decided we are going to buy off Rea Vipingo. And they gave us an offer, just exactly like the one we have from our buyers. They gave us an offer of 40 shillings. That was a 45% upside. And me, as a small-time shareholder, I was thinking, this transaction is too good. We need to fasten. I cash in the 45%. But what did they do? One company called Centum petitioned the Capital Markets Authority. And they decided to open the bid for other people to bid. What was the consequence? One company came, that one called Centum. This one had bid 40 for a share of 27.5. That is how it was trading in the market. And that is the last price Rea Vipingo traded in the market. So, one guy gave us 40. After the bid was opened, me, I was thinking with my 10,000 shares, this is already too good a deal for me. Centum petitioned, they offered a bid of 50. After 2 weeks, another company gave a bid of 55 shillings. I actually thought it was drama. Later on, the same company that was to buy it at 40, called Rea Trading, gave the final bid after negotiations with the other bidders of 70 shillings upfront cash, and they were to divest from land which they have. You know Rea Vipingo, the area around Vipingo, that's the land I'm talking about. These are not stories. They gave us a quotation. After divesting from the land, we were to get an extra 15 bob. But because they wanted to exit very quickly, they actually told us, you not wait for the land to be divested. You guys, we are going to pay you 85 shillings now. A share of 27.5 shillings, Chair. And I pocketed myself 85 shillings and other Kenyans. That is the reason why when you give forth a competitive process, you get people competing for your asset. The language of a buyer is not the language of the market. When I want to buy something and I start talking about the market, that is the language of the buyer, not the seller. And that is why I see a problem is.